Yes. Please be seated. Welcome to the 39th Annual Induction Dinner at the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. 39 years, tremendous achievement. We're hoping to put this thing together so we can go another 39 years. We've got some problems coming up, but we're going to handle those problems. So my name is Ray Beck. I am on the board of directors for the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. My wife Judy is over here. She's helping out tonight too. She's on the board of directors also. It's a great big welcome to everybody that's here tonight. As we get into the individual inductees, we'll let you know who is representing. There's a few that have gone beyond and passed away. So the master of ceremonies is to be Jeff Rogstad from CTV Saskatoon. I am not Jeff Rogstad from CTV Saskatoon. I'm not anymore a baseball player, but I played competitive baseball from about 1967 to 2007. Loved every second of the game. As an old ball player and a very superstitious ball player, first thing I did was count the head table. Count who's sitting at the head table. 13. My team never wears a number 13. Till the day I quit coaching, we never had a number 13 in line. So anyhow, That's just my own beef, but we'll make it work tonight. It's a pretty good looking crew of 13 at the head table. Congratulations to the inductees before we start. We'll keep this short so we can get everybody getting hungry. We get going. Congratulations to the inductees. It's a tremendous honor. I had the pleasure of being inducted in 2008 and still remember it. And it still brings tears to my eyes when I think about it. And Jane has done a wonderful job keeping this thing going. Enjoy your evening. It's for you, it's for everybody here, and we're going to have a wonderful time. So that being said, I think that's about all the master ceremonies we'll do to start with. The inductees have been marched in. We're going to ask Ron DeWold to please rise and sing the national anthem. And then we'll have Jane go well. Sorry. You just gotta have to sing it.
Okay. I'd ask that you sing along with me. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God bless our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Ron. Now I'm going to call Jane up here. You're going to come over here, Jane? Jane's going to come and give a short welcome. I'm not sure how we're going to do this.
Oh, I think I can manage.
Yeah, you talk right very good.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You can hear me, can't you?
Yep. Really loud.
Dan, I didn't ask you.
There you go. Get really close.
Can you hear me in the back? Okay, good. Okay, make this short and sweet. Welcome to all of you. This is the 39th annual induction of the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame. We are proud of our baseball in Saskatchewan, and we are proud of the fact that the very first recorded baseball game in the history of the Northwest Territories was played here in Battleford on the grounds of the National Fort on May 31st of 1879. There's deep roots in terms of baseball, and we're still going at it. We're very proud of our local baseball, our provincial baseball, and our Saskatoon Berries. What a great team. I watched them play a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, I want to pay attention to our guests, the 19th or the 39th annual induction inductees themselves. They're the ones that we are honoring tonight for their contribution to our rich baseball history. We continue to make history. You're making history today, you guys. The very most honored guys today, our head table, the 2024 inductees. Let's give a hand to the 2024 inductees. I'm not going to go into the history of baseball, you all know that. But we must keep baseball alive, but we must do this by keeping the history, which we are doing, and which we, the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, is trying to do. So each year we have new people coming here, and of course we always ask them, first of all, for donations, but also to remember that in order to be able to honor these people, we need you people to find other individuals that should be honored for what they did, whether they're 70 or 30, what they have done, what they have contributed to our baseball in our province. We need that, because if we don't have nominations, we have no induction. If we have no induction, we are not making enough funds in order to keep the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame going. Can you hear me back there? Okay, yeah. So anyway, I just want to welcome you. Keep that in your mind, and I hope you enjoy your meal, and I hope you enjoy the induction ceremonies, which is why we're here. We are here to honor our head table, the 2024 inductees. Welcome, everybody.
I also do think you should give this lady a round of applause. What a wonderful job. Yeah, she had a special milestone birthday this year, and she's still going like the Energizer Bunny, so we love you, Jane.
Thank you. Good.
Now it says here, well, I'm winging this, so I'm just following what her script is. So it says here, this is the acknowledgement of former inductees present. Would any former inductees that are here in the building, would you please stand up so we can acknowledge you? That's pretty awesome. So the next on the agenda is the toast of the king. So my wife has to bring up, I'm to do the toast of the king. This one I knew I was supposed to do. And being that I was born in 1952, the same year Queen Elizabeth came in, I've known nobody but Queen Elizabeth, and I've never done a toast to the king. Matter of fact, I don't know if I ever did a toast to the queen, but anyhow, I'm going to have a go at this. There we go. There's in a couple of minutes, we're going to toast to King Charles. Now, there is a little etiquette that goes along with this. When we toast the king, we'll have you rise with your glass, holding your glass, but you're not allowed to clink your glasses. Now, you have to follow etiquette, so there are some traditionalists here. So with that, just everybody please rise. Glasses out, no clinking. And we will toast the king. So with that, I'm going to ask you to rise your glass and join me by repeating to the king. Okay. Once you're done toasting the king, my wife Judy will do the grace. I'll sneak by, I'm gonna.
Would you pray with me? Loving God, bless all who are gathered here today for the 39th annual induction dinner. Give us balance in times of distraction and uncertainties. Thank you for food where many know only hunger, for faith in a world where many only know loneliness. Please bless this food we are going to share and those who have prepared it, and for all who have worked so hard to make this special occasion that it is. Amen.
How will you do it?
Ray?
We're gonna suck it in, and we go live and do it Battleford. Hit it. Snap it. Good. Yeah, you guys are. Oh, yeah, video.
Please have your seats. We're going to start.
And I don't know what the picture is. That was Aaron George and Stuart. Oh, base.
I'm in.
Okay, we're back for the next part of our program. We have some celebrities here, guest speakers. And the first one I'm going to call up is Jeremy Cockrell. He is the MLA and the Education Minister for the Government of Saskatchewan. Is the Battleford, and he's right from around here somewhere, Jeremy Cockrell. Thanks, Ray. Celebrities is kind of generous. Nobody's here to hear myself or any of the mayors speak, so I'll be very short.
I am. I'm here.
Thanks, Dan. Just on behalf of the government of Saskatchewan, it's a real pleasure to be here at the 39th annual induction ceremony for the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame. You know, two things just quickly. You know, whether you live in Lumsden or Lloydminster or whether you're here in the Battlefords, I think there's all things in our community where we think this wouldn't exist if we didn't have this one person in our community. And so first, I just want to recognize Jane Shurry, because if it wasn't for Jane, we wouldn't have the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame in 2024. And, you know, I know well that there's a whole army of volunteers that Jane either asks or corrals. I don't know how you do it, Jane, every year, but thank you to the many volunteers and the board members that keep this Hall of Fame a part of our community. It's really important. Our community is really a pillar of history in our province, and so we're very privileged to have the Baseball Hall of Fame here in our home community. I'd like to just quickly recognize all the inductees tonight. Thank you very much for coming to our community, for honoring what has been built up here in the Hall of Fame. It's a big honor for you. And in particular, I'm sure he'll be mentioned several times, but I just want to recognize kind of a hometown boy, Andrew Albers. Congratulations on your induction. I had the opportunity in my portfolio to work with Andrew and Going Yard Baseball Academy recently on an initiative to increase some opportunities for younger people in our province to improve their baseball skills. And that's, I think, just one example of how inductees, both in this year and in previous years, continue to serve the game of baseball in the province of Saskatchewan so well. And finally, to everybody who's here tonight, thank you for coming to the Battlefords. Thank you for being here. Thank you for honoring your family member, your friends, and let's have a great night. Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy. Our next speaker is the mayor of Battleford, Sask. Is it Ames Leslie? Is that how? Ames Leslie is the mayor of Battleford, Sask. Sorry if I butchered that, but I'm new to this gig, so you can have the microphone and tell it yourself.
Yeah. Thanks, Ray. You're one of the first people to get it right the first time, so I do appreciate that. Welcome, everybody, to the town of Battleford. We are graciously and optimistically honored to be the host community of the Saskatchewan's Baseball Hall of Fame and the home of the biggest bats. And Jane Shurry is kind of like a mother and a girlfriend of mine. We fight and we tease and we have a lot of meals together. So I'm as well very grateful to have Jane dedicated to have this in our community. And we engage in a lot of conversations on how we can create this Baseball Hall of Fame to have an eternal presence here in the town of Battleford. Baseball's been a big part of my life, whether I lived in Medicine Hat and watched the Blue Jays, the Mavericks play, or when I was in Winnipeg, going down to the new stadium to watch the Gold Eyes play. You know, baseball's been a fabric of my life. And, you know, unfortunately, Mr. LaRue had to play with Dan Fazer playing ball, and I'm sure Dan was a terrible baseball player. He's got a big ego and probably a small baseball talent. But I appreciate you coming out and being part of our group. And everybody here today, whether you're a builder or a player, baseball is one of those games where I think probably the hardest to make it in. And if you do make it long term, like Dustin and Andrew have, it's one of the hardest sports in the world to stay there and be relevant. And to be a pitcher, that's even harder. You know, every 4 or 5 days you're called upon and you're expected to be perfect every time you take the field as a ball player. 162 games or 20 games or 40 games, whatever you may play in your ball career, you're expected to be perfect. So everybody at this table here, I appreciate what you guys have done and your loved ones, and if you're honoring them. I just want a quick little story for Andrew Albers. I followed your career quite a bit, and quite often when you would get on the big screen TV, I would talk about you and I'd call my kids into the room. My kids are not sports people whatsoever. But a few years ago when my daughter was a teenager, you came to town to do a motivational speech. She knew nothing about baseball. She's never watched a baseball game in her entire life. She pulled a piece of paper out of her scrapbook and waited in line to get your signature. I was out of the country at the time, and I took a red eye home that night, and I got home about 2:30 in the morning time, and she was standing there waiting to hand me your signature. So there's an example of how one single person, a talent who comes from a small town, can impact people's lives in a bigger way than just the game of baseball. So I thank you for what you've done for our community, for our province, and for our country in the game of baseball. We appreciate you in the town of Battleford, and congratulations on your election. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoy our town. Hope you enjoy the night. And let's have some fun.
All done. I'll put my glass on to make sure I don't screw up again. Now we have the mayor of North Battleford, David Gillian. I think I got that one.
Good evening. Hello? Hello?
Yep, you got her.
Can people hear me? Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. It's really an honor to be here. Welcome to all our guests who've come from long distances. I'm very honored to be here. I wasn't able to come here last year. Fortunately, I was out of the province this time last year, but I always like coming to this event, and I really appreciate the invite that Jane always sends over to my office in North Battleford to attend this, and it's one of my favorite events. And tonight we've got great inductees into the Great Hall of Fame that's right here, as Mayor Leslie said, in the town of Battleford. For those of you new in the communities, you always get the 2 mayors for the price of 1 when you come to North Battleford. People say, what is this 2 mayor thing? And yeah, there's a city over here and the town is here. And so you always get 2 for the price of 1 here. So it's not easy when you speak third as well, because Emily Cockrell's ahead of me. They get all the good words out, and I'm trying to think of all the great words, but I think a lot of it's been said. Obviously congratulating to the inductees, but before I do that, I want to congratulate Jane and the board of the Hall of Fame. It's not easy to run the Hall of Fame. It takes a lot of hours, takes a lot of dollars, hence the auctions that we're having here tonight. And I hope you do have a chance to look at all the great items that are available down there. Please don't bid on the ones that I bid on. That's David Gillen. You see that name? So please don't outbid me there. Especially that Berries jersey. I'm kind of fond of that. But anyways, just joking, of course. Bid it up because it's going to a great cause here tonight. We're very fortunate to have the Baseball Hall of Fame in the Battlefords. And like I said, we collectively use that word here because we work together here in the community, and we're all seen as one community because we work together. To the inductees, I want to just congratulate you. You've had distinguished careers in this game. Whether it's the pro ranks or not, it doesn't matter. It's all about the giving back to the game. And a lot of you continue to give back after your playing days. So that is really what it's all about, because we're always doing this for the next generation, doing it for the young people, not doing it for ourselves. Before I just close up here, I just want to, just like Ames did, a little bit of a shout out to our local inductee, Andrew Albers, who grew up in the Battlefords here, as mentioned by Ames, played his ball in these communities. And not only him made a big impact in our community, but his family did as well. And I know his family's here tonight because they're very proud of you, Andrew. But we are also very proud of you. I'm speaking from the city of North Battleford right now. And especially because for those that you don't know, Andrew's father worked for the city for over 3 decades. He worked in the city, I think 33 years, for the city of North Battleford, rising to the position of Director of Parks and Recreation in our city. And it's interesting that Andrew's father was the Director of Parks and Recreation, the very thing that his son excelled in, which was in sport. So I believe that I can speak on behalf of all the citizens of North Battleford, Andrew, saying congratulations to you, but also to your family. And thank you for all you've done for the community of North Battleford. Thank you very much.
So now the task comes for us to introduce our guest speaker. Well, these guys have gone over a lot of things about Andrew Albert, so instead of one to introduce, you're going to get to both of us. So this is my wife Judy, and she's got a little story. When we first came in contact with this, I was going to say cocky kid when he's 15 years old. He probably doesn't know us, but there's some history, and we dug up some history. So here's the first part of the history.
Well, actually, the history comes from my son, our son, and it came this morning. It was junior provincials in 2001, and I was playing it for North Battleford. At this point, I'd been catching for 6 years for senior baseball, and I was pretty sure I knew everything about baseball. So we're playing Moose Jaw in the semifinal, and Doug Harrison tells me, we've got this 15-year-old lefty who's going to start. Well, interesting to say the least was my thought. I didn't warm him up, and then we went out to start the game, and I thought this kid had good stuff. Not very intimidating looking, but good stuff. Leadoff batter steps up, and I called for a fastball to get ahead. To my shock, this 15-year-old has the nerve to shake me off. All right, kid, I thought, do what you want. Throw the curveball. So then this left-handed kid drops this one in, and the most beautiful curveballs I've ever seen. Never mind, kid, you're in charge of the rest of the game. And he was, totally. Dominating a good Moose Jaw team full of players 3 to 5 years older than him and punching our way to the finals and the provincial championships. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Doug took me out after 5 and I was not.
That was quite a memory that Regan shared with us, and in those days, baseball was a little different. I still haven't figured out how Lang could be connected with North Battleford, 4.5 hours away, but yet we were part of residents of North Battleford. I never did figure that one out. But Harrison had a way of swaying things, so.
Works some magic.
Works some magic. So anyhow, now growing up with me, I was a big fan of the Atlanta Braves, and I pitched 1,000 innings against the house, and I played baseball, and I pitched, and I played all, and I loved every second of the game. But the closest I got to Major League Baseball was me standing right here with these two guys that are here tonight. So Dustin Mollick and his dad and I go back a long ways. And Andrew Albers, we haven't got the history yet, but one of our grandsons played the Saskatchewan Berries this year and had a really good year, Carter Beck, and he said Andrews was a good guy. So I'm sure that he is a good guy. So we researched a little. We got this that I'm supposed to read, but I'll read briefly because he's going to tell you his story. He's born October 6, 1985, former professional baseball pitcher, played in the Major League for the Toronto Blue Jays, Minnesota Twins, and Seattle Mariners. I'm pretty sure we all remember that game in Minnesota when he pitched there and went the whole game, and that was fantastic. And there were some of his buddies there from North Battleford, I think, and they were national stars on TV for a while. But that really meant a lot to us and to the baseball community here, and just to see one of our own. And when you're from Saskatchewan, you're one of our own. So you might be from North Battleford or Battleford or wherever you're from, but that's what we felt about you. So we had to dig that story up from Regan about 15-year-old shaking off a 20-year-old catcher, and anyhow, that never happened at our level. But so we're going to call up Andrew Albers, and he's going to give his spiel now. And you all know him, and he's had a tremendous career, done a lot of good things in baseball. So here he is, Andrew Albers.
That's great. Wow. Well, might have to move this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, I can yell, I can use the teacher voice so that everybody in the back can hear, but hopefully this works all right. Thank you for the amazing introduction. That was incredible. I just told him, I didn't realize that was Regan who caught it. You know, a 15-year-old kid, you get up with the junior team, all you're trying to do is, oh my gosh, I hope I don't mess this up for everybody. But yes, definitely remember that game. Doug Harrison worked some magic, as you said. I don't know how somebody from Lang's able to play with us Battleford boys, but we were glad to have him because he was amazing. So I'd just like to start the evening by saying welcome. And on behalf of the organizing committee with the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame, and again, especially Jane Shuri, we'd just like to welcome everyone here tonight. It's an honor and a pleasure to be a speaker here tonight for this Hall of Fame dinner. And tonight we gather to celebrate not just the achievements of our newest inductees, but also the rich history of baseball in Saskatchewan. And as Jane had mentioned earlier, Saskatchewan has a rich history of baseball in this province. The first game in the Northwest Territories, or northwest of the country, was played here. I had to write it down. Jane already mentioned this, but it was May 31st, 1879. So I don't know exactly what my math is there, but I think that's about 150 years ago. So pretty incredible to think about that way. The leagues weren't even there yet, but baseball was a part of this province that long ago. So I think that's pretty incredible. I hope a lot of you had the opportunity to go through the Hall of Fame today, this afternoon. Jane has done just an amazing job of preserving our history and preserving so many great memorabilia and moments that have happened in this province for baseball. If you didn't get the opportunity to go this afternoon, I would encourage you to at some time, take some time, go in there. The staff is always friendly and accommodating and willing to walk you through that. And really what they have there is a true representation of baseball in our province, and it's truly amazing. And I must say, make sure if you do go in there that you don't forget to sign the guest book, because otherwise you'll have Jane running after you, making sure that you get your signature in that guest book. Everyone has to be documented, and that is something, if you've been there before, you know. If you haven't been there before, make sure you do. You don't want Jane running after you, commanding you to sign that guest book. For over a century, baseball has been an important part of our culture here in the province. From way back in the barnstorming days, when the Negro League teams would come up and play in this province, to the humble beginnings in small towns such as Wilkie or Melville, where Terry Poole, probably the greatest player from Saskatchewan, was from. Or for those of you that have had the pleasure of driving through Marysburg, Saskatchewan, if you've ever been there, there is literally a church and a baseball field. And that is the entire town. There is nothing else there. And yet, somehow, they produce great baseball teams and great baseball players year after year. And again, if you drive through there, I'm guessing a lot of you probably haven't, because it's easy to miss. My first experience there was actually only 2 years ago. I was playing senior ball with the Outlaws. And we got to go to Marysburg, Saskatchewan. And they told me, yeah, there's a church and a baseball field. And I said, come on, there's got to at least be a main street. I mean, my dad grew up in Bangor, Saskatchewan. They at least had a stop sign. Nothing like that in Marysburg. But again, rich history of baseball, incredible players, nice ball diamond, and that's what Saskatchewan was all about. There's also been spirited competition in our cities, in Saskatoon and Regina. The baseball just continues to grow there. I'm sure most of you heard about the Regina Little League team from a couple years ago who made it all the way to the World Series, the Little League World Series. What an awesome event that was for them. Something that hadn't happened in this province in a long time. I didn't go back and look in the history books to find out exactly how long. I don't know, Dusty, can you help me out there? Do you know? You got nothing either? Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Anyway, that's kind of what I figured. It's been a long, long time since that happened. So that was a really awesome experience. But again, that's where a lot of the baseball stems from as well. Those bigger communities that have really embraced the game, that are doing so many wonderful things, whether it's from a baseball academy side or if it's just getting kids interested in playing the game that so many of us love so much. Throughout all this time, the last 150 years, again, baseball has been a fabric of our province, and it has united communities and forged lifelong friendships. In Saskatchewan, we are well known for our blue-collared, hardworking people. We are a province that values the grind and the time that it takes to accomplish great things. A province that understands that there are no shortcuts and no easy ways to guarantee success. We understand that you have to put in the time and the work to see the desired outcome. Whether it's in planting and harvesting our fields, fine-tuning a craft throughout a lifetime of training and experience, or building a baseball program in our rural communities. People from Saskatchewan are resilient, persevering, and have an incredible ability to overcome adversity. There's something about us that others find endearing. And I don't know if it's our humbleness, or our work ethic, or our friendliness. And I'm not sure what it is, but it's something that we all grow up with in our communities. Something that has been ingrained in us, so that no matter how much success we have, We always remember where we came from and remain proud of the fact that we're from Saskatchewan. These traits are incredibly evident in our inductees here tonight. In different ways, they have forged their paths forward, not only because of their passion for the game, but also their dedication and their tireless work ethic to ensure success. They've paved the way for future generations to succeed in baseball, and those of us that are here tonight are so thankful and so grateful for all of those individuals and communities that have come before us and helped provide us with the opportunities that have allowed us to make our dreams come true. None of their journeys have been easy. Whether you're talking about someone like Dustin Mulliken, who spent 12 years in the minor leagues, playing in places like Hickory, North Carolina, or New Britain, Connecticut. If you haven't heard of those places, you're not alone. Not many people go there. They're not tourist destinations, and they're also probably not very safe. And having gotten to play in the minors myself, I was fortunate that I only had to play there for 5 years, and it was no picnic. And that was plenty for me. I had had enough after 5 years. And I love the game of baseball. I really do. But I don't know if I could have spent the grind of 12 years playing in the minor leagues and places like that like Dustin did. And the most amazing thing with Dustin, not that he played 12 years in the minors, but I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to play with him with various national teams. We played together for the first time at 16 years old for Team Sask in the Canada Cup. And no matter who I've run into playing baseball in many different locations, you bring up the name Dustin Mulliken, and if they've played with him, there's always one thing that comes up. And it's that he's one of the best teammates that they've ever had. He was so likable, and everyone loved being around him. Despite playing 12 years in the minors, Dustin's one of the greatest teammates anyone could ever have. His joy and love for the game of baseball was infectious. And which is amazing because in 12 years in the minors, it's really hard to keep that joy and maintain that. But I've heard many stories from guys who have played with him, most of which I can't repeat here for various reasons. But they just talk about how awesome Dustin was to be around. When you're in the minors and you're grinding it away and you're on long bus trips and you're at the field, and especially being from Saskatchewan, you're away from your family all that time, you know, there are a lot of sacrifices that you have to make. Your diet consists primarily of peanut butter sandwiches. That's right, you can't even afford the jelly until you get to about AA. It's maybe changed a little bit now with some new rules. But through all that, Dustin was never willing to let go of his dream, no matter how unlikely it appeared at times. I was so happy for him when it all paid off and he got his opportunity on July 4th, 2016 to make his dreams come true and pitch in the big leagues. And I can honestly say that could not have happened to a more deserving person or player, and I'm so proud of him and so excited that we get to recognize him here tonight. Or maybe you're talking about Stu Sherwater, whose passion for the game is so great that although he may not have been the best player, that's kind of the rumor that I heard tonight, he sacrificed almost everything to pursue his dream of umpiring in the majors. Now, I thought I was a little bit of a trailblazer, being one of 9 Saskatchewan-born players in the major leagues. But Stu is one of only 3 Canadians who's ever umpired in the major leagues.
Oh.
He's the only one doing it currently, and he's also the only one from Saskatchewan. And here I thought I was a trailblazer, but Stu Sherwater, definite trailblazer. He had to go through the same grind that many of us did in the minors. They had to actually drive themselves from city to city in order to wake up and umpire the next game. And now I kind of understand why so many of them seem to have a stick up their ass when we were playing. Not Stu, honestly. Stu was great. Stu was awesome, is what I heard. But many of them weren't people you wanted to talk to very often. But Stu had an incredible journey. And I don't think I ever had Stu as an umpire, unfortunately. I have heard that he's somewhat generous from the pitching side. So I definitely could have used a few more of those in my day. And I know that he couldn't be here tonight. But I also know that he's proud to be from Saskatchewan and to be recognized here at this Hall of Fame dinner in front of you all. I also want to make sure that we don't forget the people who have dedicated so much of their time and their passion to ensure that baseball has thrived in their local communities. People like Jane Shurry, who again we've mentioned a couple times tonight, but I don't think we can mention her often enough. The amount of time, and effort that she has put into maintaining the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame in this city and just for this province is incredible. I remember when I was in high school here in North Battleford, and the Hall of Fame was down in the basement of the public library. That, I believe, was where this all started, correct?
Not the Saskatchewan baseball.
Was that not Saskatchewan?
It was in Battleford.
Oh, that's what I get for not fact-checking myself before. Anyways, the amount of time and effort she has spent is unparalleled. We are so thankful for you, Jane, and so thankful to you that you continue to preserve the history here of baseball in the province. And I also want to make sure that we take the time to recognize people who have taken it upon themselves to build programs in their rural communities and to give back to a game that has given them so much, again, just like many of our inductees here tonight. Our rural communities have thrived because of the efforts of these types of individuals who have been willing to share their time and their passion for the game of baseball and have been incredible role models, not only for the players that they've coached, but for all of us in our communities. These are the people that have been the backbone of baseball in Saskatchewan and that truly ensured that the sport would continue to thrive in this province, and too often they go unrecognized. It is so wonderful that we get the opportunity to recognize a few of them here tonight. They are the people that have laid the foundation, that have allowed some of us to have the opportunity to succeed at the highest levels and reach the pinnacle of a sport where the odds are stacked against us. Baseball in Saskatchewan was built on the backs of people doing extraordinary things within their communities. Again, many of our inductees are representative of that fact. I hope you all get the chance to read their stories and to see what they mean to the province of Saskatchewan and what they have done for baseball in this province. The amount of hours that they've put in as volunteers and all the rest of our volunteers that they all put in truly make baseball special in this province. They've given their hearts and souls to a game that they love, and they've given people like myself and Dustin the opportunity to pursue our lifelong dreams of playing baseball as professionals. Without so many of these dedicated volunteers and coaches and the people who work behind the scenes, none of it would have been possible. I know that many of you are here tonight because of what baseball in this province has meant to you and how you've been willing to give back to the game without asking anything in return. It is also all of you that I would like to thank, because without your service, baseball in this province would not have become what it has, and the opportunities for young kids to play the game that we all love would have been far fewer. You have made it possible for kids to dream big and have provided them and us with opportunities to make those big dreams come true. And as someone who is fortunate enough to have their major league dream come true, I am so thankful for that. And I know that it couldn't have happened without so many extraordinary people from this province who have helped me along the way. So thank you to all of you who volunteer your time and your abilities to help baseball succeed in this province. Because of you, a kid from the small town in North Battleford was able to have an opportunity to make his dreams come true. Saskatchewan provided me with a foundation to hone my skills and get an opportunity to play collegiate baseball in the United States. From there, get drafted, have an opportunity to play professionally. My journey wasn't always easy, and there were times that I wasn't sure how it would all pan out. But throughout it all, I remember friends and former teammates, and even former rivals, one of whom sitting at the end down there, Neil Haw. We had many battles back in the day, us mighty North Battleford Beavers and the Swift Current Indians. Sometimes they came out on top, sometimes we did. We won't talk about how much. But throughout all of that, I remember people reaching out to me and encouraging me, telling me how proud they were of me. It was receiving those types of messages that helped me keep going in the difficult times. There was something really encouraging about knowing that an entire province was rooting for you, and that they were proud of you and how you represented them. I remember in 2013 when I got called up, my manager at the time in Rochester was a guy by the name of Gene Glynn. He had a nice little meeting for the team afterwards, and that was kind of something that we did. It was, okay, so-and-so is going up, just so you could say goodbye and thanks to all your teammates and things like that. And so we had one of those for me. And I remember feeling the jubilation and the excitement of actually getting called up and just thinking that, oh my gosh, like all the years of hard work and sweat and tears and blood have finally come to fruition. And so the first thing I do is I remember walking out of the locker room and I go to call my parents. And they didn't answer. What a voicemail to leave, right? I don't know if many of you know my mom. She doesn't always answer her cell phone. And so that was one of those moments. I think eventually they got back to me that night and I told mom the great news. And she comes back with a, oh, really? That's nice. Thanks, Mom. Luckily, when I called my sisters, they were a little bit more excited. So they were maybe even a little bit more excited than I was. But then as word spread, there were so many people who messaged me, wishing me the best of luck, and how they were so excited to see someone from the province getting a chance to play in the big leagues. I was really fortunate that I got to be the guy who broke in kind of for the first time since Terry Poole. I believe Terry Poole retired in 1991, before cell phones, and honestly before the internet was popular. So I got to be the guy who debuted in 13, what is that, 22 years later. And the amount of support that came in from the province, once they heard that I came in from the bigs, was just incredible. Feeling that support from the province was so encouraging. I just wanted to be able to represent everybody here the right way. And lucky for me, my first 2 starts in the big leagues were really a fairy tale come true. For a kid from the prairies who had probably his best 2 career outings, his first starts in the majors, you could write a book and people wouldn't believe it. It was really unbelievable. Those 2 nights are 2 nights I won't ever forget. But it's not only because of how the games went those 2 nights, but it was because of the support that I felt from the province. And all of the messages coming in after those of, oh, we're so proud of you and great job and continue to go get them. And those are some of the most cherished memories that I have of those 2 nights. Again, obviously the games went great. But again, feeling that support from an entire province, it's a really hard feeling to describe, but it was incredible. And I remember walking out to Kauffman Stadium. So Kauffman Stadium is the stadium in Kansas City. And that was where I made my debut. And I remember getting to walk out. We got beat bad the night before. And so I'm walking out. I got called up a couple days before. And this is the first time I know that I'm going to play in the majors. And I walk out of the dugout. And I'm looking at the stadium, trying to take it all in, just enjoy that moment. And all I can hear is, Albers! Hey, Albert! So I look up, and they're above the third base dugout, which was our dugout. I've got a bunch of buddies from home that I had no idea were coming. They've got Albers painted across their chest. They're hooting and hollering. They're like, yeah! And I just think, oh man, had no idea they were even coming. But that's the kind of support I'm talking about. And I think a couple of them may have even gotten into a little bit of trouble at work. I'm pretty sure they called in sick that day. Unfortunately, the game went pretty well, and as the game continued to go on, they got more and more TV time. And I think it was pretty evident by the end of the night that they weren't feeling too bad, especially after they'd had a few drinks in them. But again, to reiterate the fact, there were so many messages that came from the province. And I really felt like I had an entire province behind me every time I started in the big leagues that year. Even getting the opportunity to start against our beloved Blue Jays. I had a friend of mine, he said, you know, I came down to cheer you on, but I was kind of torn. And the best thing that could have happened. You threw 7 scoreless, Blue Jays won in extras. Great night for me. I was like, yeah, that's awesome, buddy. I haven't won a game since start number 2. But hey, glad the Jays won. But the feeling of community and support that I got from this province, I can't overstate. It is something I'll never forget. And it is something that has made me so proud to come from Saskatchewan. I also know that I didn't do this on my own. And that my dream would never have happened without people like who we're honoring here tonight. The trailblazers who have paved the way for us and who finally get to be recognized the way that they deserve. So tonight, let us honor the contributions of these individuals and a team who have left an indelible mark on the game. Their stories inspire us all to be better and to follow our passion in life. To our inductees, congratulations on this well-deserved honor. Your achievements serve as a testament of your hard work, talent, and love for the game. You have not only excelled individually, but have also inspired others to strive for greatness. Your legacy will continue to influence and shape the future of baseball in Saskatchewan. We all thank you for what you have done for baseball in this province, and we are so proud that we get the opportunity to recognize the individuals here tonight, as well as the team that is getting inducted. You are also very deserving of this honor. Thank you for those of you attending tonight and allowing us to recognize these individuals in the team and to share your incredible stories so that the history of baseball continues to grow and thrive in Saskatchewan. And to my fellow inductees, I hope you can all take pride in the fact that you now hold the title of Hall of Famers. Congratulations. Wish you all the best. And just before I end, I'd like to call up Dustin Mulliken. We have a special presentation to Jane Shuri. Jane had an interview a few weeks ago.
Come on over here, Jane.
Where she had mentioned that. What was the question?
It was her.
So she was asked who her favorite pitcher was. And unfortunately, it was not Dustin Mulliken or myself, Andrew Alberts. How, I'm not sure, Jane. We'll talk about that later, but I'm a little bit disappointed in you. However, the answer she did give was Yusei Kikuchi. So Dustin here managed to call up Paul Quantrill, who's a special assistant with the Blue Jays. And Jane, we'd like to ask you to come up. And we have a baseball to present to Jane. Unfortunately, there's only one signature on there, and it's not mine or Dustin's. It's from our favorite pitcher, Yusei Kikuchi. And so, Jane, we'd just like to present you with this gift, again, as a very small token of our appreciation and as a thank you for all you've done. And it is not enough, but thank you so much. And we really appreciate everything you've done for the province of, or for the baseball in the province of Saskatchewan. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's that?
Jane, get in the middle.
Oh, yeah. We're waiting for a photo. You gotta stand between
Turn around and get in the middle.
We'll move over for you. More? Oh, you good? Oh, you better turn it out this way.
Yes.
Right, you can pretty well. You can jump up and down now.
Ready?
Was it?
Yes.
I think a standing ovation is in order here.
All I'm going to say is
I think you get to speak in a little bit, don't you?
You got here.
well, I don't know what it was about Kikuchi. I don't know what it was about Kikuchi, but I really liked him as a person, not necessarily as a pitcher. I just liked all right from the beginning. He was just a nice young lad that I don't know. He seemed to connect with me, and I liked his baseball style and what have you. And it was my 90th birthday request was a ball signed by Kikuchi. So
Now, there you go.
There it is, and I'm very pleased. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
If it's heads and you're on heads, you're still in the game.
Fine. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I need this. What else?
Thank you. Now we're finally getting there. Okay, so the lady at the back is going to sing happy birthday, and we're all going to sing happy birthday to Jane Shuri. Okay? Okay.
Ready? Yeah.
You pay for the rights?
birthday to you. Thank you. There, now that wasn't so difficult. Now, next thing is, everybody that's put their $20 in, and I can't understand why anybody's going to be standing up right now because $20 wouldn't have busted anybody here. So I'm going to flip a coin, but like the man before me was saying, you either put your hands behind your back or on top of your head. On top of your head means heads, behind your back means tails. Good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to go through this about 4 or 5 times, and then we'll have a handful of people that are left, and they can come up in the middle area there, and they'll be able to be the winners or losers. Okay?
There's a lot of heads.
So this is it.
Well, maybe I should go tails.
Heads, heads.
Head it is.
We're a lot of heads. A lot of heads.
That's got rid of half the people.
There's still a lot of heads.
Still a lot of heads. Ames Leslie give me this coin, so it might be rigged.
There's still a lot of heads.
We'll call the coin again.
I'm going
Heads,
tails. I'm going
heads.
tails.
Tails.
Holy smokes, that was a lot of people.
We will pay allow the people at your table to be the judge. So if you're against me, there's people at the table. Okay, so folks, this is 3rd round, and then I think it's about time we start bringing them up in the middle here.
Oh, I know, right? There are tons of heads there.
1, 2, 3.
If it's tails, it's bad toss.
There, you can redo it.
Heads. Heads.
How many hits you got on there?
How many hits we got?
1 here and 3.
Can you come up into the center, please?
God. That was crazy.
So a few years ago, Jane had me do this gig, and we made $2,000 fairly quickly. Tonight we have $985 going to the winner. Are we serious? Are we only at 2? You guys have to make up your mind. Can you win or lose? Okay.
Make a choice.
Make a choice.
I just did.
Tails.
Down to 3, that's the quickest one.
Okay, we're down to 3. You guys can do side bits now, I guess, eh? Making the flip.
Come on. Oh no, bad toss.
Bad toss. What's your guess?
Well, tails, obviously.
Yes, it is. You guys are both in yet? Yep. Okay, if you both say one, I guess we're both either winners or losers, eh?
You're gonna have.
Are you in?
Hey, one.
Are you in?
One tails, one tails.
Okay. Tails. Come.
Yeah, that's the closest I
Wow,
Good run. Thanks, folks, for being a part of it, and don't forget to buy the stuff at the back. All right,
Thank you. All right, teach ladies. And we've got a gentleman from Medicine Hat to take over from me now. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah, we're around.
All right, pressure's on. You got her. Mr. Dan, my name's from Medicine Hat, Alberta.
Judy, are you helping with the word?
No, you are.
Oh, no. No. You didn't applaud when he said my name. Don't applaud now. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Reinish from Chat TV in Medicine Hat, Alberta, here for my 12th induction ceremony. Like Andrew Albers, I have been the guest speaker. I've been the MC. I've never been inducted, though. And as I continue to get gout in my legs and my knees hurt and I continue to put on weight, it's looking less and less likely that I'm going to get my major league dreams to come true. So please, while I'm reading the inductions tonight, allow me to sound as if I'm living my dreams through these, ladies and gentlemen, because gosh darn it, I am. Welcome to the most anticipated time of the evening, the induction ceremony, and the time when Dan Reinish from Chat Television in Medicine Hat is at the podium. Now let's clap. So, there's 13 people, as we know, at the head table, the dais or whatever it's called, and normally we would put the guy that's already gotten all the attention like last. But his name is Andrew Albert.
Where are you else?
So we kind of got to do him first. So are we doing what we normally do? Have him stand out there and get the plaque, or are we introducing him first and
Have him stand.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Albert. All right, enough about me and my relationship with Andrew, who's always been very nice to me in my broadcast career, so thank you for that. I still have that baseball you signed for me back in 2013. So that's a collectible. It's no Yusei Kikuchi.
We know that's not about.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to tell you a few things about this gentleman. Born in North Battleford, Saskatchewan on October 6th, Andrew played all his minor baseball in North Battleford. He went to high school at John Paul II Collegiate. He was selected by the Milwaukee Brewers in the 12th round, 346th overall, still better than Tom Brady, in the 2004 Major League Baseball draft, but did not sign. He enrolled at the University of Kentucky, where he played collegiate baseball for the Kentucky Wildcats baseball team. At Kentucky, he pitched in 81 games. That's the 5th most in wildcard history. And 12 saves. He's 3rd in the 2008 Major League Baseball draft. Now, the San Diego Padres selected him as the 10th. Oh, okay. She just wants to record me. Anybody else want to record me? Just a little bit louder?
You're a big guy, you can speak loud.
Okay, so turn this microphone up.
It's up as high as it goes.
It's up as high as it goes? By the way, being a big guy has nothing to do with talking loud. All right, where were we? We're talking about, what's his face? Andrew Albers. All right, so the San Diego Padres selected him 10th round, 315th in the 2008 Major League Baseball draft. After signing with the Padres, he made his professional debut with the Arizona League Padres, making 5 appearances, and then Tommy John came to call. He tried out for teams in Arizona during spring training, drove to Florida to try out for the Minnesota Twins. The Twins signed him to a minor league contract, and he pitched for the Fort Myers Miracle as a Class A advanced Florida State League and New Britain Rock Cats of the AA Eastern League in 2011. He also played for the Canadian national baseball team in the World Baseball Cup, winning the bronze medal. Along with his teammates, he was inducted into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in 2012 and named Saskatchewan's Male Athlete of the Year. This next part I highlighted, I don't know why. Andrew was called up by the Minnesota Twins on August 3rd, 2013 to replace fellow Canadian Scott Diamond, who was optioned to AAA. On August 6th, he made his Major League debut and earned the win pitching 8 1/3 scoreless innings against the Kansas City Royals and yielding just 4 hits and 1 walk while striking out 2. In his second career start on August the 12th, he threw his first complete game and shutout, defeating the Cleveland team by a score of 3-0. He gave up 2 hits, no walks, struck out 2 batters. How did things go after that?
Not so good.
On December 16th, Andrew signed a minor league contract with the Toronto Blue Jays that included an invitation to spring training. He was assigned to the Buffalo Bisons and was the opening day starter for Buffalo. He had his contract purchased by the Blue Jays on May 1st after Daniel Norris was optioned to Buffalo and Macias Torres was moved to the 60-day disabled list. Does anybody remember the game that Andrew threw at Skydome? Anybody remember that game?
Oh, it was in Cleveland,
It
actually.
was in Cleveland, but it was one of those. If you remember it at all, and I'm sure his mother's here and his family's here. I'm sure you guys were all watching it on TV, and for all of us, and of course, I had met him once, so I was, I know that guy, and for those of you here who actually know him, that must have been an incredible feeling, not just to say it in a flaky sort of way, but to actually know somebody that is doing good on a professional scale. So for all of you guys, I'm a little bit jealous that you've had that opportunity to not only say you know him, but you know him. Now, Andrew's gone to play on in Japan, and then play for the Twins again in Seattle, and then he's failed the physical, and I think the highlight of his career, though, was when a coach, the manager for the Saskatchewan Berries, his team beat the Medicine Hat Mavericks recently in the playoffs, and that had to have been a career high.
It's up there.
Now, of course, being from Medicine Hat, I have to say that any team named the Saskatoon Berries. But I don't mean that, because I'm here in Saskatchewan. And the bottom line is, this man has seen his professional dreams come true, and not just because I'm here inducting him in, but because he's actually got to throw in the bigs and know what it's like, and he'll have those stories to tell forever. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. A 2024 inductee into the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame, Mr. Andrew Allen. The late Eugene Buck Gerbig is being inducted into the Player Builder category. Buck was born into a ball family. His father Lloyd lived, loved, played, and coached baseball for teams for many years. The family would play ball for hours. After seating all day, Dad would also take his brother Kerry and I outside. I'm reading on behalf of the family here. It didn't take me outside. And hit fly balls and grounders. Buck became a pitcher for the Standard Hill Lakers. A diamond was built north of the Gully Bridge, only 1 mile from home. Then later at Silver Lake, changing their name from Standard Hill Pats to Standard Hill Lakers. The team played many games and tournaments at Lloydminster, Hillman, North Bend, Turtleford, St. Walbert, Rabbit Lake, Paradise Hill, Two Hills, and a couple of other places. The money was brought home from the majority of them. Buck coached minor ball from Mosquito through senior and was the builder of the Standard Hill Laker Baseball Organization. Representing the late Eugene Buck Gerbig is his son Kerry Gerbig, and Buck is the newest inductee into the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Regan LaRue has been involved with baseball for many years in Unity. As a player coach, he was the fourth behind getting the Unity Senior Cardinals back on the field in 2003. Under the leadership and his leadership, they fielded a good team of catchers and hitters and made attempts at the provincial finals. In 2008, they hosted senior provincials on August 9th and 10th. Unity again hosted the provincial finals in 2013, made it to the final game, but unfortunately lost to the Wilkie Brewers. Regan was committed to building the game of baseball along with programs to keep Unity in the forefront locally, provincially, and nationally. Under his leadership, Unity won many titles over the years. Regan has been president for the Unity Minor Baseball Organization for the last 5 years, growing and expanding the organization to new heights. His efforts and accomplishments include providing batting cages for all 4 diamonds, as well as one in the senior diamond, an indoor batting cage and pitching mound that were used in the spring before the diamonds were dry enough to play on. Regan managed to keep everyone focused on the game during the pandemic. Every year, he has everything in place for both softball and baseball to compete and succeed in provincials, as there usually are enough players at each level to make 1 or sometimes 2 teams in each category. The best players are selected to form the provincial team. During his vacation, Regan would care for the ball diamonds, running the bobcat and being the main leader to make sure all the diamonds were in top shape for the games. Regan is a certified umpire, but still finds time to coach some of the younger boys' teams to attain success in their baseball careers. Regan and his wife Danelle have 3 children, 2 sons, Isaac and Daxon, and daughters Ariana. They make their home in Unity, Saskatchewan, and Regan LaRue is now a member of the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. Congratulations.
That was it. Congratulations.
The late Larry Luning. Larry pitched and occasionally played both first and third base with many teams throughout his baseball career, but mostly with the Lumsden Cubs. As a player, Larry was on 2 Canadian championships, 2 Western Canadian Master championships. He was also on provincial championships, league championships, and 19 years as a coach to a son and daughter in league, provincial, Western, and Canadian championships teams. In 1992, Larry was a member of the Lumsden Cubs, the senior team of the year. He also coached championship teams in 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2010, 11, 12, 13. His Lumsden Cubs team received the 1992 Senior Team of the Year. Larry played with many teams throughout his baseball career: the Cubs, the Jets, the Ghosts, the Diamonds, the Dogs, the Maroons, but mostly with the Lumsden Cubs. Larry was once scouted by the New York Yankees farm team. He's being represented by his wife, Linda. Linda, congratulations to you. Larry is now a member of the Saskatchewan Baseball. Late Norm McKinnis was a welder for Imperial Oil Refineries, and Mom was a homemaker with 2 girls and 1 boy. When Ted was around 12 to 13 years old, Norm started coaching Little League. His team, the Cubs, won the championship 1 year, and Norm continued coaching for 7 years while becoming president of the organization. He was always looking to move forward with the organization, so he spent a great amount of time being away from home for meetings, games, and celebrations. He then became involved with the Saskatchewan Baseball Association for 6 years. The first 4 years, he was the executive director of the Canadian Federation of Amateur Baseball in Ottawa. Cass Pelak and Norm's mother accompanied Norm to the World Championships on several occasions. Upon returning to Saskatchewan from Ottawa, Norm became involved with Saskatchewan Sport as a director for nearly 7 years, spending many more hours away from home. Norm died July 8th, 2020. And here to make sure that Norm McInnes goes into the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame is his son Ted, who Norm used to coach. Congratulations. Yeah, it's a party now.
What kind of sound is the ball?
It's too bad that bottle didn't roll to the back of the theater. I always love that noise. Just how, after all those years that I was in Regina, how did we never meet? Is that your fault or my fault?
I was always out.
Yeah, that's true. You were always out playing baseball, and I was always in the studio.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Anyway, we should do this thing. Hey, everybody! Look, it's Dustin Mollican from Regina, Saskatchewan. Born and raised in Regina, Dustin attended Cochrane High School and Lethbridge College in Lethbridge in Alberta. All right. They have a Taco Bell in Lethbridge, by the way. No Taco Bell in Medicine Hat, by the way. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates of the 2003 Major League Baseball draft. Following the 2010 season, he signed a minor league contract with the Colorado Rockies. He re-signed with the Rockies after the 2011 season, receiving an invitation to spring training. On July 22nd, 2013, Dustin signed a minor league contract with the Milwaukee Brewers and reported to the team's AAA franchise in Nashville. He then signed a minor league deal with Cleveland on November 18th. On December 23rd, 2015, Dustin signed a minor league contract with the Detroit Tigers. On June 20th, 2016, he was optioned back to AAA 3 days later without having appeared in a game. He was recalled and made his major league debut on July 4th, 2016. On November 9th, he elected free agency and signed a new contract on November 18th, 2016. Dustin has played for the Canadian national baseball team, participating in the 2011 Baseball World Cup, winning the bronze medal and gold in the Pan American Games. Dustin continues to make his home in Regina, Saskatchewan. Ladies and gentlemen, inducted as a player into the 2024 Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame, it's Dustin Mollican.
Yeah.
I just told Rodney I was going to pronounce his name wrong. It's one of those great Canadian names, but it's so difficult to pronounce. Like my last name is Reinish, but it's spelled Rainish. Ray actually introduced me as Dan Rainish. But there we go. So Rodney, I'm going to do my best. Plenty. Okay. This gentleman, Rodney Planiak, is the current president of the Regina Optimist Baseball Association. He served in this capacity for over 28 years along with coaching. Also president of the Regina Optimist Baseball Association Park for 19 years. Served on the board in various capacities for 25, hosting many major Saskatchewan baseball midget and junior championships and national championships and the Baseball's Canada Cup. Dramatically improved facilities in Regina's Optimist Park. They're beautiful facilities there. Supportive of Capel Valley Senior League, received the 2015 Joe McDonald Special Award of Merit and the 2021 National Outstanding Volunteer Award for National Philanthropy. Rodney Planiak is the latest member of the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame.
It's good to be here. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Seaver Rose. In 1977, he joined his first baseball team in Mervyn. 1978, played on the Fairholme Mosquito team, began pitching. The team became a winning team. Seaver's ability to pitch, hit, and catch garnered him the first of numerous of Most Valuable Player awards. He was picked up by many teams to join them in their quest for a provincial Beaver Championship title. In 1985, Seaver joined the Maidstone Elliott Oilers, playing against teams like Kindersley and Saskatchewan. In 1986, the Elliott Oilers won the Provincial Midget B. Seaver was invited to the Cincinnati Reds tryout camp in Regina, joining the North Battleford Midget A for the Western Canadian Baseball Congress in Brandon, Manitoba. Seaver won the Tournament MVP award. In 1987, Seaver again was a member of Team Saskatchewan. In 1989-90, he played with the North Battleford Beavers, hometown boy, finished third. 1993, played with the Mervyn Flyers, winning the North Saskatchewan River Baseball League. Seaver continued to play with that league for the next 20 years, then on to Old Timers with Provost, playing 5 to 6 tournaments yearly, often taking them out. Seaver brought skill and determination and led by example. He says he's most proud of his time playing with Team Saskatchewan. Well, Seaver, it's that time playing with Team Saskatchewan and everything else you've accomplished in your baseball career that tonight sees you inducted into the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Smile and all.
That's the job.
Listen, I'll be doing
Yeah. Do this. Yeah. Right.
Here representing his father, Stu, is Doug Sherwater. Born May 6th of 1983 in Regina, Stu took his first umpiring clinic and started working amateur baseball at the age of 11. Stu attended clinics throughout his amateur career to advance his provincial levels. He worked numerous city and provincial tournaments, including the Summer Games. He then got involved with Baseball Canada's national program, working his first national tournaments at the 2005 Canada Cup in Medicine Hat, Alberta. Not too shabby. Stu attended the Harry Westfeld Umpire School in Daytona Beach, Florida, then on to professional baseball. He attended his second national tournament, the Juniors in Guelph, Ontario. Having been a minor league umpire since 2007, Stu was first assigned to Major League Spring Training in 2013, followed by a promotion to the big league staff. He worked 268 Major League games as a call-up umpire during the regular season. Stu started his professional career in the Arizona League in 2007 and made his Major League debut April 25th, was then hired as a full-time staff umpire on December of 2017. Representing Stu Sherwater is his father, Doug. Oh, who's here wrong? Who did I get wrong?
Stu is the inductee. That's Doug.
Oh! Anyway, mine is Dave. Representing Stu is his father, Doug, from Regina, and he is the newest member of the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame.
You get the son father thing backwards. That's
I never had a father of my own. That's the problem.
How's that?
Is that better?
Well, they have her in the room.
you need to be on Family Guy.
This gentleman here, this is Larry Schrader. Larry had a very long and distinguished career as a baseball umpire since 1971 with a wide range of experience with over 25 provincial age group championships, numerous men's provincial championships, numerous Western Canadian Baseball League championships. He officiated at 9 age-level championships, participated in 3 Saskatchewan summer games, umpired in the Capel Valley Men's League finals on numerous occasions, and played a role in community sports days across the province. He's also umpired in Little League and Senior League in South Carolina, umpired at 2 international championships, member of the Regina Baseball Umpires Association since 1989, umpired for Regina High School Athletic Association, achieved status as a Baseball Canada Level 5 umpire, and has won many awards, including recipient of the Saskatchewan Baseball Official of the Year, Regina High School Athletic Association Award of Merit, and he umpired for North Central Baseball League and the Prairie League of Professional Baseball. Larry's contribution and dedication to the great game of baseball has made a significant impact on the baseball community. His awards and recognitions are long and well-deserved. His commitment to umpiring is commendable. Larry and his wife Pat live in Regina. They have 2 daughters and a son. Larry Schrader is now a member of the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame.
Good master.
Let's chase something.
The late Lee Taves from Mervyn, Saskatchewan, attended Turtlefoot High School. His love of baseball started at an early age, following in his dad, Bob Taves' footstep, displaying an impressive talent and array of skills. In 1974, he joined the Mervyn Flyers baseball team, the startup year of the North Saskatchewan Baseball League. This was the first of 25 years that Lee would put on Mervyn Flyers uniforms and run out to center field. He was respected for his ability to run down the ball and get the out. Lee was a role model for his teammates. He posted impressive stats in all categories. In 1984, he had a batting average of .447 and 46 at-bats. For those of you who don't follow stats, that's pretty damn good. The magnitude of his bat propelled the Mervyn Flyers to win the 1993 NSRBL championship. Lee's dream to play with his sons Ryan and Trevor with the Flyers came true in 1995, 96, 97, and 98. After playing 25 years, Lee took over coaching the Flyers and was an integral part of the provincial teams that were contenders in the provincial intermediate C and D division throughout the years. Lee joined the Mervyn Flyers Twilight 35 and over and played another 15 years. At the 2000 Provincial Midget A2 tournament in Mervyn, Lee was honored for his contribution and immeasurable impact on the development of youth through sport in the community. Baseball lost a beloved member of its community, but his legacy lives on through his children and grandchildren and the love of the game of baseball he instilled in them. Lee passed away after a battle with ALS. August 15th, 2022, at the age of 66 years. It was his dream to play with his son, and it's his son Ryan tonight who's here to induct him into the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame. Ryan?
Stacy, you the man!
This is Stacy. Apparently he's the man. I also want to point out before we get into the pre-written part that Stacy's grandfather, who will be named in a couple of minutes, has the coolest name I've ever heard. Ever. Stacy, you're the man! Stacy Walker grew up in Colonsay, Saskatchewan. His grandfather, Johnny Folk, played for the Colonsay Monarchs when players would come from the United States to play semi-pro baseball in Saskatchewan. Stacy moved to Lloydminster in 1995 and joined the Lloydminster Meridian Twins as the center fielder. He soon became head coach and manager, leading his team to their first North Saskatchewan River Baseball League title. The first Lloydminster men's team to win a championship in 50 years. Under Stacy's leadership as a player-coach, the Twins won the title in 2002, 03, and 04. Stacy remained as center fielder through the 2007 season, then for the next decade helped the team in any way he could, until he again joined the Meridians in 2017, returning the Twins starting center fielder at the provincial championships in Unity. Stacy had speed that caused havoc on the base paths. I can see why he's the man, seriously. His teammates voted him to represent the Twins at the All-Star game multiple times. He started coaching his sons in 2004, and in 2008 to 2012, Stacy helped guide their team to 6 provincial championship titles. They represented Saskatchewan at the Nationals in 2012. In 2010, Stacy also made time to help the Cadigan Nighthawks win the 35-plus division at the Canadian National Old Timers Championships as their center fielder. Stacy resides in Calgary, remains an avid baseball fan. Stacy Walker, whose grandfather's name is, say it with me, Johnny Folk. Stacy Walker is the latest entrant into the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Dad!
No, it's Stacy. It's not Dad. It's Stacy.
Stacy!
Those are all the individuals that have been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame this year. We now have one team. They're being represented by Craig Flanagan, but after I read the introduction, then anybody who's here from the team can come up. Craig, you the man.
That's Neil. That's Neil. That's
The
Neil.
Neil. So Craig is the man because he's not here. This is Neil. Oh, Neil's the man. Actually, if you're a member of this team, come up now. The Team Saskatchewan 1994 Major Champions. Come on up now. Come on up now. I would figure I've heard a heck of a lot more topic than that. Look at all these guys. Come on, these are good-looking fellows. Let's get some claps for them. The year 2019 was the 25th anniversary of the 1994 Team Saskatchewan Major Baseball.
Work brownie. Thank you. Appreciate it. Congrats. All right. You called them up.
I had a couple things to say about these guys. Team Saskatchewan played Team Quebec in the final with Craig Flanagan on the mound. Saskatchewan was down 6-1 going into the bottom of the 5th. In the bottom of the 7th, on a quiz, who's so bad, baby? Quiz is the man.
Who's so mad?
Tyler Profesky scored on a close.
Oh, Prostowski. We don't care that much.
This one guy did something. This other guy did something else.
You said Albert's okay.
And that was the winning run to walk off Team Quebec in a 9-8 score, meaning these guys whose names I can't pronounce won. A memorable incident from that winning game and winning run was when half the team jumped out of the dugout, almost onto the field to induce an interference call when Tyler forgot how many outs there were in the inning and was halfway down third base. Which one's Tyler? How did I pronounce your name that time?
Yeah, perfect. We won.
I know you won. With this help from the dugout, the emphatic jumping and yelling that there was only one out, he scrambled back to third base to tag up, then scampered into home plate to slide under the catcher's tag to score in the bottom of the 7th in a very close play. This 1994 Saskatchewan Gold winning team was the first time for the midget age and level that was not accomplished again until 2016 or 2017. When this team won the back-to-back gold medals, the rules allowed and granted the team 2 overage players. That rule did not exist in 1994. The same rules applied to every other province in the tournament. This 1994 midget team included many notable baseball people, including all of these great names. Oh, there's Jim and Roger and Neil and Craig and Quinn and Tyler and Jason and Greg and Darren and Aaron and Kai and Curtis and Jason and Derek and Daniel. Also attending were the chef de mission, Jack Rockman, and President Brian Gerhardt. What I'm trying to say is that this team that represented Saskatchewan in 1994 and won are now the latest entrants into the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
No speech, I just, Hoozleman, Grosowski, Regan, Lindbergh, all the boys. Kinnersley Boy, Albers, congrats. Thanks a lot, man. It's a lot of work. We all strive to be at the front table. We didn't quite make it, right? I was voting for more of a U so we could get our team on the main table and you guys could go on the sides, but we stuck in the back. We hung out for a minute. But at the end of the day, it's 30 years. So 30 years. So you spent 2 weeks with a couple guys and play some ball, right? Which is amazing. To get a call to get inducted in the Hall of Fame, I got Greg Flanagan, which we've kept in touch for a long time. Says, "Hey Uzi, we're going to the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame," and I was like, "Does anyone mind if I swear here or no? Raise your hand if you." I was like, "Fuck off." Sorry, my dad, and no arms raised. And I was, there was not a second, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee. It's like I'm rocking this. I'm coming back home. To not only like the guys standing right here, just looking a little awkward right now, maybe for Sofsky, but last night, good time, golf. 30 years, maybe 14 days combined in two years that we spent with each other. And best friends, eh? What do you look Chris off to? For sure. Pretty fit. I mean, I think we bonded there. We're good. Great friends, great times. Saskatchewan baseball is such an amazing system. Everyone cares, everyone loves. It ain't about Canada, but
Pride.
the province system.
Pride.
Peter, preach, Peter.
Pride.
I love this team. 1994 gold medalist, front row here. Congrats there, Dustin, man. The boys that made it to the big league, we all dreamed to do it. We just grabbed the gold. But at the end of the day, amen. Let's go.
Let's go. Awesome. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see.
I'm done.
I think we can all agree that went a lot better than we all thought it might. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one last time for the class of 2024. Before I go once again to Jane Shurry, who keeps manipulating me to come back, the same way she manipulates all of you people to keep volunteering. Jane, we love you dearly. Stay well, get healthy, and she's not even listening to me. Booger, Booger. Hey, there she's listening to me now.
Go ahead.
I don't want to say I love you again. I can't say it. Thanks, everybody. Chat TV, Medicine at Dan Ronish. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Dan, for another amazing job. Now we're going to have the reply on behalf of all 2024 inductees. Stacey Walker. You're going to get to the next job. You're up, Stacey. Oh, man.
What's that?
Here comes the closer.
Good.
We good?
Oh, speak right into him.
How we doing here?
Good.
I don't know why. Am I good, Kiana? Okay, perfect.
No, Stacy.
My name is Stacy Walker. I'm a very, very proud Lloydminster twin. Where my dog's at? I just heard Profosky, Limburg, Rockman's name, and I just got the shivers because I coached for years against those guys, and how the hell do you get them out? It's very, very tough. I'm the proud grandson of Johnny Folk. I love the name too. He was inducted in 1986. Way better ball player than I ever was. Okay, so I got a couple of quick stories, and I'm the closer, so we're done after this, and you can hit the bar and the dance floor. Andrew Albers, you guys ever hear of him? Yeah. Some hotshot 16-year-old back in the day, and he was pitched for Battleford, one of our arch rivals with the Twins. And I went to, I was player coach, and so I went up to the home plate for the lineup changes and stuff. And Marty Smith was there. And so me and Marty were good friends. We coached against each other for a long time. And I said, Elber's throwing tonight? And he goes, well, I don't know. His arm's buggered up. He can't throw any off-speed stuff. Definitely can't throw a curveball. He'll be just throwing fastballs. And I'm like, okay. He goes, if he comes in, he's coming in at the end, right? He's going to just close. So anyways, the game goes on. Kevin Payne hits a home run. Hoff hits a home run. Treptow hits a home run. Smithson hits a home run. They're in the crowd. I'm just laughing. They're in the crowd. I had to call the boys out. Anyways, Battleford's up on us by 5. I don't know what it was. But, look who comes in. Andrew Albers. This little punk, 16-year-old. Actually, in all honesty, I respect the game and I respected his dad. His dad was a wonderful person. Had a lot of respect for him. But I knew that he could throw a curveball. And if you know Walker, I can't hit a curveball. So anyway, first batter goes up, Andrew mows him down. Second batter goes up, Andrew mows him down. I'm like, okay, you like lefties? You like people that throw the heat? So just go in there, he's throwing fastballs. So I get in there, look at this young kid, and I get all geared in. First pitch, whack! Like, gee, I barely seen it. And right down the pipe, strike one. Geez, I'm going to have to get ahead of this. And you're all wondering why I have this ball in my hand. Think about it, what's coming up here. It's a great story. Pitch number 2. Ball 2, or ball 1, I never even seen it. High and away, didn't see it. The next pitch goes, ball 2. So, 2 and 1. Anyways, I'm like, okay, here we go. He's throwing a fastball, it's gonna be right down the deck. So down the pipe. So anyways, sure enough, there it is, whack. Hit it hard, so hard, foul. And anyway, so the next pitch came, fouled it off again. What was that, 6 pitches? This at bat went on for like 12, 14, whatever it was, 20. And old Albers tried to strike old dad out, right? And anyways, you're all wondering why I got this ball. Here it comes. So the next, all of a sudden it was full count, and I'm like, holy shit, he's got to come with it. And you could just see, I kept fouling it off, knowing what's coming. And you could just see in that kid's eyes, he's like, fuck you, old man. I'm like, oh God, here comes the curveball. Andrew throws the curveball, and I could have swung 3 times. It was devastating pitch, and boom, struck my ass out. Why did I bring this ball up? Keith Davidson always was the old boy that went and shagged the balls. And he came back after the game. He goes, Walker, I want to talk to you. And he goes, that was a great hit. And I was kind of like, what do you mean? I went 1 for 4, in the game. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? That one of Albers you hit, like, I've never seen a guy hit a foul ball so hard. It wasn't high, it was a worm burner along the highway, but I had to walk all the way back there to get this ball. So, Andrew struck my ass out, so you guys can have the night. So that was good. For baseball, for me, it was all about my teammates, my family. And again, a big family guy, and you heard I love to coach the kids. I had to quit the game periodically to go help my kids, and we did good. My proudest moment, people ask me all the time, what's your most proudest moment in life, whatever, is winning 2 provincial championships with Guyana, 2 with Easton, and 5 with Kobe, and a Western Canadian championship. So that's. So the other thing I'd like to say, I talk about the family, and I wanted to stay in the game long enough to play with my kids. And I had the opportunity, and I'll just tell one quick story, because this was, you could hear the Celine Dion music playing. One guy gets on, we were playing in Mervyn, one guy gets on, okay, who's up? Kobe Walker, my son, that jackass right there, and I'm next. And Kobe's just a little fart. He's probably, I don't know, 13 or whatever he is. And so anyway, so all I'm thinking about is, one, don't get hit because your bum will kill me. Two, like, come on, get a hit here, like, you know. And sure enough, boom, he hits a nice little single into right field. We got runners at first and second. Okay, guess who's up? But Dad. Well, this is pretty special to me. Got Easton on the bench. Got all my boys. First runners at first and second. My kid just got a beautiful single. So I get up there. I'm just waiting for my fastball. Uh-oh, there it is. Now play the Celine Dion music because here comes a moment. So anyways, I get my fastball right down the pipe and I piss on it. Just a rip shot. Right at the shortstop. He tagged the guy at second, threw it and touched second base, got Kobe out, threw it first, triple play. First play in Twins history to get a triple play. Triple play for Mervyn. Congratulations. All I gotta say to that is, hey Andrew and hey Dustin, you fuckers ever done that before? I don't think so. We had to turn that into a positive. That's been dark on me and Kobe for a long time. Baseball is an amazing game. Somebody got a drink? I just needed this to drink. Bust shot, whatever you want. Thank you. Sorry about that. Baseball is an amazing game. I think everybody in this room can realize how it can touch you, how it can be personal to you. Whether it's passionate, it's the sounds at the field. The crack of the bat, the fans cheering. This one's tough on me. So, some say it's romantic, some say it's beautiful. I say it's healing. Let me explain. Where's that wine? Yeah, throw that cap away. No, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm thirsty. Can baseball be healing? I think it can be. And let me explain. I need both hands. I think baseball can be healing. In September of 2022, I had an ischemic stroke in my brain. When
you can do it, Chad.
I'm gonna keep.
Pops, go!
I just got to get my bearings here. Sorry. Had a stroke, and my girlfriend, she figured it all out. Face is down here, and I'm laying on the floor, KO'd. So anyway, she called the doctor. Into the hospital we went, and they got the blood clot out about 2.5 hours later. The doctor came up to me, and I said, "How you feeling?" It was like a big brain flush, like after a brain freeze. Anyways, oh, thank you. Vodka? Straight water. Straight water. The doctor came up to me and said, "How you feeling?" Good. Like, what's going on? I'm upset. And I said, "Hey, doc, can I get out of here tonight?" And he goes, he kept his smile off. And he goes, "No, I'm sorry, I can't because," he goes, "We'll have to wait till the doctor comes in the morning." I looked him dead in the eye. I said, "Well, I tell you what, I play ball this weekend." This is Thursday night. I play ball this weekend, and I said, I need to be there. So I said, let's get the paperwork done and get me home, whatever. 6 months later, Stacy gets out of the hospital. So I was my leg. Whoop.
Sorry, but we're gonna need that. Chloe, you're gonna have to help me out later. Took me about 3 months to learn how to walk again. 6 months how to use my left hand. You know, and the one thing that I couldn't do was I couldn't talk about kids. I couldn't talk about Sarah. I couldn't talk about baseball. Where's that wine? Yeah, I couldn't talk about baseball. I was so sad, disappointed. So anyway, so that was kind of that story. It was a Friday. This is a great story. Is baseball beautiful? Watch this story. It was my Friday rehab, and they said, "What do you want to do for rehab?" And I looked at these two young gals, and I said, "Didn't you pitch?" And they looked at me like, "What are you talking about, old man?" And I'm like, "Is there, like, we go to the gym and you guys can just throw me balls?" And I said, "I'll just try to hit with a bat." And they're like, "Well, with your right hand?" Because I had nothing. My arm just hung, and I had nothing. And they said, they said, grab your phone. And all I had was my shoulder movement, and so I just had my shoulder movement, and I just touched this mic. Well, all I could do is it was dead. There was nothing there. I got to that gym, and I was so excited. They had no baseballs, so they threw beach balls. I could hit a curveball with a beach ball. That we found out. But the moment I'll never forget in my life, I got nothing. I tried everything. Tried to shake people's hands. Tried to, I was going to say touch myself, but touch myself, and I got nothing. I got no hand. And that therapist brought in a woody bat, and she went like that. She put it in my hand. I opened my hand up, and my hand just went like that. It was the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. So baseball can be healing, and that's what I used it for, was to be healing. That was the first time I couldn't get my hand to go around anything, and as soon as they put a baseball bat in my hand, that muscle memory kicked in, the brain related, and got the squeeze. So it was really wonderful. Yeah. I was the guy at the hospital. I had this rubber ball. I'm like, "Hey, you got a ball?" And I go around like to my guys' brain injuries and all this stuff, and asking, "Do you have a ball?" Finally, somebody gave me a rubber ball. I bounced that ball thousands of times. I couldn't catch it. I had the therapist roll that ball. I'm on my knees, 5 feet away, and they roll that ball. I couldn't catch it. Every now and then, I do it and stuff, and then it just kept working and working. I'm like, I got to get on the field with my guy. Baseball was just in my brain. I'm just like, I'm not done yet. It's not fair. It's not fair to my kids. It's not fair to me. All my friends. So I worked and worked and worked and got it back. And one day I bounced it and bounced it and caught it 3 times in a row.
Wow.
I caught that baseball, and if any of you have played against me, I'm not the best hitter. I'm not the best anything, but I can catch a ball, and I couldn't catch a tennis ball. So finally I caught 3, and then I kept trying another 100 times, and I caught 4 in a row, and I was so happy. And now it's back. Like I said, I got my hand back. I got my leg back. I haven't played ball since. I vowed to take the field again with my boys. So we'll get that done. So, anyways, thank you for listening to my story. I guess when I was brought up here today, hopefully Jane's not going to go up here. is first of all, now I'm just an alcoholic. First of all, I wanted to thank the head table. What a great group of people. You know, major leaguers, major league umpires, builders. I played against Unity. I played against Mervyn. So those Seaver and Regan, I'm done mentioning Dustin and Andrew. No, I'm just kidding. You guys going to the show, like it's amazing what you guys have done, and I'm proud, so proud to be on the stage with you. Jane asked me tonight if I'd say a few words, and what was I here for, Jane, again? Remember that? Oh, because you're awesome. I remember that stroke. What I wanted to do is, on behalf of all these wonderful people at the head table, I wanted to thank the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame. I would like to thank the ladies in the kitchen that might be gone, but it was a wonderful meal. Can we have a hand for them? All the volunteers, all the speakers, all the hard work. There's so much hard work goes into any event. Silent auction people, our bartenders, the guys selling the tickets. Give us a wave, fellas.
Gordon!
And all the people that make something like this work. It's really special. And again, I'm not going to say no one loves the game more than me, but I love this game. I love Saskatchewan baseball. You play ball in Saskatchewan, you got a spot for me. I don't care if we're competitors or not. Very big ball family. We love Saskatchewan baseball. I'd like to thank Jane and I'd like to thank Bev. They're wonderful. They really look after us fellas up here and get us kind of organized. Chloe has been a sweetheart all night. She's been looking after us, so thanks, Chloe. And really, that's going to wrap up my session here. Sorry I had to drink through that, but I got through it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. All my people, thank you. And all you guys.